Alright, getting down to crunch time. So before I put the kill switch on this and the decals, I also have to drill a hole in that for a breather. Before we do that, I'm going to have to make the part, because according to the old flip phone here, it's let me see that, September 10th, and there you go, look at that. And I have a show the 14th. I feel like one of them television shows, you know, where they're always under pressure and you don't know if they're going to make it or not. But we're going to make it. We're just going to make this is only going to be like a sort of a square box with handles, so it's not much of a sled. So that ain't going to be too tough, but it's going to have to get 3 or 4 coats of varnish, urethane. So let me do that. That way I could give it 1 coat and give it time to dry, so I can put plenty of coats on there. Alright, I'm not going to show you me building this thing, because you've already seen that, and there's not, like I said, there's not much to it. Just got to cut a little handle out here and put the sides on it. Look what kind of lumber you get. Look at the warp in that, the cup. And that was the best piece I could find. Alright, let me do that. I may show you a few shots of it, but I'm not building the whole thing. Alright, had a little change of plan here. I laid this out and I didn't like the way it looked, and I think what I'm going to do is just I'm just going to go with a looks like a 2.5 by 2.5 board. Stick it on the bottom there, because all you want something to put your foot on so someone else can kick on the other side. You know, I think that big monstrosity would distract from the rest of the engine. And a small engine like this, you don't need 2 handles to lift it up and stuff like that. One guy can carry it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to take this piece of wood here, sand it, clean it up, and we'll bolt it, we'll shellac it and bolt it to the bottom of that. Just that simple. Keep it simple, right? Alright. Plus a sled doesn't increase the value of an engine or anything, and if somebody wants to make it, you could always make another one anytime later on. So, alright, make things simple. Alright, I got these, I got 1 coat of them sanded and 1 coat of urethane, so we can get on to things now. Alright, I guess what we're going to do now is we'll put the little caution plate on, and that holds this little trigger. And then, I don't see it here, but it's a little finger here that touches the spark plug and turns it off. So let me throw you guys up on a tripod, and I'll try and find a good spot for you so you can see everything. Alright. Here's that little trigger I told you that it's at. I had that over on a bench. I was cleaning up some of the paint off of there so you get a good ground. But anyway, what we got to do now is take these off. There we go. They weren't that tight. I'm just going to loosen them with the big screwdriver. And put the little one down here, but it's a little easier to maneuver. This one seems to be coming out a little better. Okay, there's nothing to this, but what you got to do first is get the little trigger here and stick it through the hole. Don't matter how you do it, because you can flip the thing around. And then just stick this up here, put it back on. Oh, that screwdriver, I thought that was just a little dirt. I thought I scratched it. Oh, Road King. Oh, you almost scratched it talking about it. Alright. That stiffens up a little, because it actually bows it. You know, it's not sitting square. Okay. You're going to get goofy. Okay. See, I think it's pretty substantial. Alright, let me pull you around the other end here and you see us hook it up. Alright, draw your attention down here, because this is where we have to attach this plate. And this is the original bolt that came with it. I cleaned it up, it's a little square nut. And originally, if you look at the drawings, this piece was actually put on the bottom. And that would work, you know, because what I did, it came up and it had a little bend in it. But I'm going to put it on top only because you see a lot of them like that, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's going to work either way. You put this in here. I don't know if you can see over here, but it actually hits the top of the engine. And right now it's even lighter. So what you do is you put a little piece of tape on there so it doesn't rattle or vibrate and doesn't wear your paint away. Or you could squeeze this tight and actually hold that off of here. But I don't like the looks of that. So let's take the spark plug out here. I never tightened that in. And before you do anything, make sure that you got a good clean ground there, no paint. I actually ground the paint off on the inside here, so it's going to go through the nut. And then to the bottom of the head. So we're going to be getting a good ground. I'm doing this left-handed. There you go. Little road king, left-handed. Okay. Make sure you square it up where you want it. Tighten that baby down. Alright. Then you put your plug in. And I don't know if you got a good eye or can see where you're at, but that's your kill switch right there. On, off, on, off. How about that? Alright, let's continue on. You know what I might do now? I'm glad you guys brought that up. I'm going to put a little air hole. There's no vent in this tank. The vent is in this in the top of this, and it doesn't have a hole. And I was looking at it, and luckily this is hollow. Because I looked at it and I said, ain't no way I'll be able to drill that brass without snapping a tiny little bit off in there. So I actually only have to drill maybe a 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 most. All right, I'm gonna do. I don't have to show you guys how to drill a hole. You guys know how to do that, right? All right, hang on. All right, I was gonna put the decals on here, and when I was putting this on, screwing this on, I just remembered these plastic washers I put on there. And I know when this video is going to be probably a month after that, so whatever I say now doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of guys are going to say use sinkers, fishing sinkers, and lead from that, or the weights, the old tire weights and stuff like that. Well, I picked this up. And this is a hunk of lead, and I think this is what they make fishing sinkers out and stuff like that. It says 111, so there must be different types of lead. It comes from National Lead Company or something like that. But I actually did make a washer. I don't know if you can see that well. And this is the original washer, you know, and they're the same size. Let's see if I can come up to you there. They're the same size. I didn't punch the hole in the middle because I couldn't use it, you know. I could hardly bend this, you know. I mean, it bends and it's pliable, but it's pretty hard. And the original one is very soft. Now with this piece here, I melted it down and smashed it down with a hammer, made it flat and everything. And I made this one, and like I say, that's about the thickness I wanted. So then I went and even went thinner. I went paper thin over here. And it is pliable. It's more pliable, but it's not any softer. And that's what I want. I want soft so that the head of that will actually sink in it. And on sheet, the kind of stuff that I'm looking for, you can actually get it 1/8 of an inch, and it's really soft. But that's what I'm looking for. So anyway, I'm sure I'm going to get hundreds of comments about that, on how to make that washer. But this regular lead here that you use for sinkers and wheel weights and stuff isn't going to work. So I just thought I'd mention that. Yeah, that's lead, but I can't bend that. Actually, I can bend it. I just bent it, but took everything I had. Alright, let's put some decals on and get this over with. Okay, let's get the decals out here. So we got. Alright, we're not going to use that or that. This is for an old one. If you had a real old Maytag, this one here. Sorry about that. I actually put it on the engine to show you where it went, but I realized I didn't have your screen turned around, so I didn't know where you guys are standing. But anyway, this here is an older decal, and that goes on top of the older ones. But I think on the newer ones they put this one, and this one also goes on the 72s. And this one here, this is just a notice on the warranty and stuff like that. And on this one here, they usually put it back here, but the long base is a little different. So I might not use that one, I'm not sure. But anyway, we got one more. There's a big one here. I've seen these on 72s, but I've also seen these on the 92s. And when I've seen them on them, they've been down there. So we'll stick it down there, just for fun. All right, let me set you guys up and give you a better view so you can see everything that's going on. Okay, I got some warm water over here, and sometimes it just takes about 10 seconds or so. You leave it in there and count with me. Louder. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'm gonna come over this side. Then you just want to see and feel and see if it. Oh, look at that! It is moving, so it's good. Okay. Let me come back over this side for you. Okay. What you want to do is slide it off as much as you can, and then this one here is going to center itself because it's going to come right over to the casting mark there. And then you slide this other piece off, and just like that. And I want to move it up because I think it looks a little better up this way. It's not going to be centered, but it's going to be added the way it is, and to me that looks a little better. And then you just start in the center and rub your water out, and then whoops, see what's going on here? All my water coupled up in the bottom there, that's what's making it slippery. So you could also dab this with a paper towel or something to get your excess water out. But that's all there is to it. And if it rips, there's no problem. Just put it together and it'll be okay. And I'm going to get a little water and dab that down a little bit. Alright, I lowered you down a little bit, plus I tilted the engine up, make it a little easier on both of us. I'll stick this in there. You guys counting? We'll go with 8. Let me go around here and test it. So even though it's not in the water, it's still absorbing that. Okay, that's what you want when you start to see it move. Okay. What I'm doing now, you can't see it, but I'm shaking the water off, most of the water off. And then you want to bring it as much off of this paper as you want, as you can, really. And then put it on. Just pull that out, then you can actually move this around where you like it. I don't know about you, but I like that. And then just start from the center, work the bubbles out and the water out. And then, like I said before, I had a little paper towel. It takes the excess off. And then get the excess off your fingers. And then look for air bubbles. If you got air bubbles, just work them to the edge. It's that easy. I know a lot of you guys don't even know what a decal is because it's tough to find them anymore. But when we were kids, man, they just come with all the model sets and everything. Everything you had decals on it, you know. And they last forever. Alright. Well, let me put that down and then we'll end this video. Alright. That's about all we can do for this. I mean, the decals look good. And everything is on it. I tried to buy a hot dog muffler for this tonight and I couldn't find one in Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. So if I can't find a new one locally, I'm gonna try to get one online, and hopefully it gets here before the show. Then I'll just have to find a better looking one out in the shed, take one off of an engine, but we can't leave that one like that. Alright, so next time you see this, it'll have its little wooden feet on there, and then we'll try and start it up. So thanks for watching, and I'd say enough of this. All right.